I know for a fact I was way too quiet in that first video, and so that's why I recommend captions. But with this video, it is what I promised. I promised I would do a kind of review on that Friday the 13th box set that I have, and I forgot about it. I completely put it off because I've been busy taking the videos that I posted on TikTok and posting them on my shorts because it's kind of a long, grueling, really like it takes forever and it's just the same thing over and over, and so I kept forgetting. But here it is. Here is the actual box itself. It is one of my favorite like box sets ever. So what's awesome is you could see on this side you got the first Jason right there jumping out of the lake. Then you got the second one with Pamela's face. Then you've got the third one, fourth, fifth, all the way through every single movie across this box, which is awesome. And then it actually contains every single movie in the entire series, which I think is even cooler. Then at the top, you have this really cool Jason mask. And this was produced by Scream Factory, one of my favorite companies to buy from. I always keep the J cards because they're nice little information things. They talk about what's in the set. Um, but let's actually get into this. So, for the first movie, as you can see, I have the original artwork on it, which I think is awesome. Um, that they included that, and it actually shows that on the spine of it too. Like it shows um that on the top, and then on the back it's got like special features. It's got everything. And what's really cool is this includes both the theatrical and uncut version, and it has this thing Scream Factory likes to do, reversible artwork. So you can have it with the new poster or you can have it with the original. I personally favor the original. I think it's awesome. And so I choose to have it like that. And then with the second one, they have the same thing. You can have just it saying Friday the 13th Part 2, and it says the body count continues at the bottom, which I think is pretty cool. Then got more special features for this one. Or you could have the reversible artwork, which is the normal artwork, which looks like that. But I choose to have this. I mean, I know it's more basic, but I prefer the spine looking like that, because I think it's cooler like that, and so I kept that artwork. Now, part 3 is probably my favorite. It's either part 3, part 6, or don't hate me for this, part 7. I love the Jason part 7. I also like Jason X, but that's just because it's cheesy. And then you can see they have this 3D artwork for it, which I think is really cool because the movie is in 3D. And I really like the spine for this one because it's got that original Friday the 13th 3D on it. And I'm sure most of you know the actual artwork for it isn't that purple Jason. It's usually this, him sticking his machete through or knife through the screen because it's 3D. But what's really cool is for most of these, actually a lot of them, they provided original poster artwork. And so that's what I have for that one. Then for Friday the 13th Part 4, just the regular artwork. I really like this. And then on the side you can see it says the final chapter, but it obviously wasn't the final chapter. This one also is a really good movie. Fun fact, well, maybe not so fun. This movie almost got rated X because of how inappropriate it was. Rated X is higher than unrated and rated R. It is very inappropriate. And then right there you can see the original artwork is very similar to the part 2 artwork, where it's just the name and a quote. And I've been debating on if I should switch it. But I really like this, and so I think I'm going to keep it like that. And then this one, it's Friday the 13th Part 5, New Blood. It is one of my... It's not one of my favorites, because it's obviously got Roy. But it's not a bad movie. And you can see, I don't have the normal artwork on it. I have this artwork, and then the back, you got the special features. And my reasoning with that is I really like that spine with the glowing hockey mask. Then you can see the disc has the original artwork, the back has the original artwork, which I will show. But it's not my favorite artwork, so I choose not to have that one. Friday the 13th Part 6, on the other hand, I really like the artwork for. And I think it's actually one of my favorite. This one's probably one of my favorite movies. I think it is. But this is where they stop doing the reversible artwork because there wasn't any other artwork. You can see it's just a shot of Jason from the movie, which is one of my favorite Jasons. And then, so this is about halfway. It's the first 6 movies. Then we got Part 7, which is New Blood. It has the girl with telekinesis, which is kind of interesting. And I think this one's one of my favorites because it's got Kane Hodder, and he's really good as Jason, but also it's one of my favorite Jason designs in general. And right there you have the shot of Jason holding the axe, about to swing it. And then, yeah, I really like all the clear cases on these. I feel like the blue would have been interesting and, like, really not the best, but I like it. Then we have Friday the 13th Part 8. It's a very interesting movie. I expected a lot more from this, especially with the fact that it says he takes Manhattan, but he's on the boat for most of the movie. And what kind of disappointed me was I thought for the reversible artwork, they would do the artwork that they had to stop selling, where it was a poster, and it says, it's pretty much this shot of Jason that's over Manhattan, but instead of him being over Manhattan, he was slicing through a poster that says I Heart New York, and it really reminds me of the original 1990 It poster, kind of like that. But I thought that was really cool artwork. And then we have Jason Goes to Hell, and I prefer the other artwork for the front. This one just says Evil has a home, Jason goes to hell, and he's not coming back, instead of just saying Jason goes to hell. But I really like that side where it's got the fiery lettering and all that, and then on the back you have like the doctor that eats the heart. But this one also has both the theatrical and uncut versions, and then you can see there is that original artwork, which I would have preferred, but they have this font for all of them, which you can see on there. It's this red font, and you can do that for all of them if you don't want the special side, which I prefer to do the font specific for the movie. That's just me. And then Jason X, one of my favorite ones, just because of how cheesy it is, and also I love Uber Jason. Now this one, when you flip to the front, it doesn't change at all, and the only thing that changes is the side. It changes from the regular font to this Jason X font, which I love the font for this. I think it's really, really cool. And then one of my favorite of the franchise, I feel like it could have gone through a little less reworking, and there's things I would change personally, but that's just me. Freddy vs. Jason. This is one of my favorite poster artworks for it. I'm so glad they included it. It has just the Freddy and then the Jason on the side. And then you can see it's got that Freddy vs. Jason font, which is really cool. But sadly for this one, they couldn't make their own disc. They had because of New Line Cinema didn't give them the proper rights. They gave them the rights to sell and produce it, but they didn't give them the rights to do anything else with it. Like, they didn't get any new special features that you wouldn't get in anything like these two. They were produced by New Line Cinema, but they have the Scream Factory discs. They both got the Scream Factory treatment. So I thought that was really cool. But like Freddy vs. Jason, New Line Cinema didn't give them the rights to. And that's the same thing with the remake, which honestly, I don't get the hate on this movie. It is probably the best version of Jason. I know I say that for a lot of movies, but like, it is just an amazing, amazing movie. And what I always say is, don't let the critics and other people decide what you think of the movie or the game or whatever it is. Watch it, read it, play it for yourself, and then decide. And then in here, it's sad. It's just that killer cut, classic, boring DVD, which I think just sucks. But I like this poster a lot, and so this one actually has the reversible artwork like Freddy vs. Jason, and also Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell. I really like this artwork. I think this artwork's really cool, but I prefer this one, and it has the special font, not the regular kind of boring or like Scream Factory one. And I'm not saying it's super boring. It's like that regular Friday the 13th font, but like, since some of them have such different fonts, I like those ones. And then this here is a whole case with just bonus material. And you can see on the back, it's just extra stuff that they couldn't fit onto the regular discs for the movies. And it's got 2 whole discs, and then it's got the picture of, I think her name is Annie. I have to rewatch these movies, and it's her on the boat, or like the canoe. It's right before Jason jumps out and pulls her into the water for that last scare, which I love. Then a little book, a nice little booklet to tie it all in, and it just says the Friday the 13th collection on the side. And it's full of just stuff talking about the movies, talking about like the directors, stuff like that. Commentary, that type of thing. But yeah, I think this is just an awesome, overall, amazing set. I'm pretty sure it is officially out of print after its very long and surprising run of multiple years. Usually with Scream Factory, things this big will either go out of print within, at least at the very most, a year. Probably most of the time even less than that. Or they will be permanent. Which actually really surprised a lot of people when Scream Factory announced it will be going out of stock. Because people were like, whoa, this is like, it was a big thing because this was always thought to be something that's never going away. And it's normally a very expensive set. It's normally $160, which is a lot, but it is worth it. I got it during Shocktober, which is this very big deal they do, where in October they do a bunch of sales, and I got it for $80, which is half off. I thought that was amazing. And so this is the Friday the 13th set, one of my favorite movie franchises, one of my favorite sets of all time. And this is me with my Friday the 13th pants, signing off.